1 hour of upcoming games, with release date and more informations, games to PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and PC. I hope you liked the video. Let me know if you like it. Click in the like button and subscribe. And if you want, you can leave a comment with the games you want to play the most in 2025 and beyond. That will help me a lot. Thank you, and let's go.
Colonel, tighten the security on this place. He's coming here, I'm sure of it. Me as well.
What's the story between you and the boss?
She was like a mother, and my master.
The Cobras will take care of him. America is out to destroy the Shagohod and get its hands on your inheritance.
Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater is the remake of one of the most acclaimed Metal Gear games. The remake is being developed by Konami, and if they make a remake as good as Silent Hill 2 remake, it'll be insane. If you never played Metal Gear before, know that it's a stealth game, but not just this, it's a very original and unique game with a crazy plot and some mechanics in the original game nobody even believed was possible when the game was released, but we'll need to wait to see if the remake will really be good, but it looks promising, and the game is coming out on August 28, 2025 to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and PC.
And you are one of them.
Why'd you come back? There's nothing for you here. Go home. Go back to your boss.
But I still
Why'd you come back? There's nothing for you here. Go home. Go back to your boss.
But I still have the Shago. I'm not finished yet!
Doom: The Dark Ages is a brand new journey of Doom's Slayer after Doom Eternal. That was an insane game. Again, it's being developed by ID Software, the studio that brought us the series, and is to this day an insane studio. Doom is a fast-paced FPS game, with the focus in the gameplay, with a very brutal combat and scenes. In the game you control Doom's Slayer, the only defensor of Earth capable of fighting the demons. Now we're going to explore the medieval era, with new guns, features, enemies, and much more, and of course still with the classic stuff. But to see this new masterpiece we'll need to wait until May 20th, 2025, as the game is coming out for Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and PC.
Welcome to Drawbridge, Sam, and to the G8V Magellan, our mobile base of operations. Come on.
Don't act like you don't see it. A lot of things changed after you went off on your own, especially within the UCA. Bridges no longer oversees the
Death Stranding 2 is the sequel of the first Death Stranding, a very original game by the way. The game is obviously being developed by Kojima Studios, so prepare for a crazy and immersive story. The core of the game will be almost the same for what we know, but we'll obviously see some new features. After connecting everyone in the first game, we'll see the consequences of this deed in this game, and also explore a whole new area as we deliver and connect other people. The first game was once an exclusive of PS4, but today we can also play on Xbox Series or PC, as it's now a Kojima's game, and not Sony's anymore. Death Stranding 2 is coming in June 26, 2025, only on PlayStation 5, but I believe it's going to be released on PC and Xbox in the future.
A world divided, made whole. With a few. The UCA's precursor, the United States of America, had a prominent gun culture. distinctly American philosophy, and one which would appear to have spread to this continent.
Stars. Shields. I have seen the miracles you so claim. Desolate land needs a sprinkle of madness.
Remember, no matter what happens, we did not betray this world.
Ballad of Antara is an upcoming fantasy action RPG set in a fanciful and magical world with a fast-paced and fluid combat style, and it's being developed by Tipsworks Studio. Embark on a perilous journey, seek out colossal divine creatures and recover lost and distorted essences, set in a sort of open land, with challenging enemies and powerful bosses. The game will be a single player, but you can also play in co-op, so for those who likes to play with friends, this one looks very good, and it's coming out in some moment of 2025 to PlayStation 5 and Microsoft Windows.
Fall into your treacherous hands!
Wayward emissaries, grant us the forgotten miracles, rain fire!
Through the towering shadows, vanished into the mist.
Wayward emissaries, grant us the forgotten...
The tracks lead this way. It's close. Stay here and stand guard.
Dying Light the Beast is a standalone adventure from the original games, and it's being developed by Techland. In case you don't know how it works, it's an open world filled with zombies, so you need to survive using different types of weapons, which you can explore for more. But the most interesting part of the game is the gameplay itself, with a first-person camera and insane parkour movements. For the ones who like especially the first Dying Light, you should keep an eye out for this game, and it's coming out for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Windows, and Xbox Series X and S. But there's no release date yet, probably 2025.
If you push too much, you might unleash the beast.
It's all right. Lunka! Don't hurt her!
The Blood of the Dawnwalker is the new game by the director of The Witcher 3. He left CD Projekt Red and is now creating a whole new game. The new studio is Rebel Wolves. They promises to develop a AA game with the quality of a AAA. If you don't know, that's about how much money will be used in the development. And let's be honest, he knows how to make games. It will be set in an immersive open world filled with vampires, and in some moment, the protagonist will be also a half-vampire, what makes it even more interesting. The gameplay will be fluid and with a lot of possibilities, and like The Witcher, you choose the destiny of the world by your decisions, what is always interesting when you want to replay the game. It's coming out to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Microsoft Windows, with no release date yet.
For all of you.
Cronos the New Dawn is a new survival horror developed by the studio Bloober Team. If you don't know, it's the studio that developed the remake of the beloved Silent Hill 2, and they did a great job there. So I'm curious to see the final version of the game. Some things that are extremely important in a survival horror game are visuals of enemies and environments, gameplay, immersion, a good combat, in case the game got a combat system, and a good story. And this game seems to have all of these things. Of course we'll need to see it for real to really know how it's going to be, but it looks good in the trailer. And the story will be immersive and with time travel features, what's always complex to do, so I'm curious. And it's coming out in 2025 to Xbox Series XS, PS5, and Windows.
Don't they? Living it up with the common folk every single night. On a day-to-day basis, I'd say the true hero is me, someone who's breaking new ground with fruit.
Fable is the returning of the famous RPG series from Xbox Games. The new game will be a sort of reboot, but with the same style and personality, and it's being developed by Playground Games, the studio of Forza Horizon. Fable is going to be set in a fantasy world filled with different creatures from fairy tales, set in a third-person camera, with different gameplay styles. It's a game that your choices changes the events and story of the game. You can be a hero, or a villain, like the classic games. If you played the original Fable series, I think you are at least curious about this one, so know that it's coming out in some moment of 2026 to Xbox Series X and S, and Windows. PS5 may be confirmed in the future.
This is awkward.
Blood.
Breathe deeply.
There is evil at work in our homeland. Greedy lords who bring war.
It's under attack. This blade, it cannot be taken.
What?
Now is the time.
Assassin's Creed Shadows is the first game of the series that will be set in Japan. We'll be able to explore the areas in two different ways, or better, with two different characters, Naoi and Yasuke, which one of them with different mechanics and possibilities, which will make the gameplay of each one really unique, and the game is being developed by Ubisoft. This is going to be a RPG Assassin's Creed, in the style of the last ones, with a lot of possibilities, weapons, quests and side quests, so it'll be massive, and the game is coming out in March 20th, 2025, to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and Windows.
This land will soon be unified by my vision. Is that in this man?
The Brack soldier is not one of us. Send him back to wherever he belongs.
He may become a legend, or he may die. Kill me? Ha ha ha, no.
Forza Horizon 5 is a game that's already available on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, and is now coming out to PlayStation 5. This is probably one of the biggest and most beloved racing series of the last years, and it's always been an Xbox exclusive game, but now no more. the game is coming out to PlayStation 5 in April 29, 2025. The game was developed by Playground Games and released originally in 2021. So if you like the series but plays on PlayStation, now it'll be your chance to try it out.
What is that? Wait, is that a wingsuit?
Followed by water. Caution all cambered roads, jumps and bumps.
Urban right, then hard left.
Gears of War Yotei is finally the new adventure of the iconic Xbox series, and for the old fans of the series, once again we'll play as Marcus Phoenix, the great protagonist of the 3 first video games. The game is being developed by the Coalition, and it's coming out in 2025 to Xbox Series X and S and Windows, and I would not doubt of a PlayStation 5 version. The series is specially known for being an original and brutal third-person shooter series, with great characters and an insane combat system. And for the fans, as you can see in the name of the game, we'll finally be able to play in Yotei, a moment that's always been spoken through the games.
Tear it open!
I'm scared, Mommy. Please. Hush now. It's going.
Last Sentinel is an upcoming narrative-focused open-world action game, set in a distant future in a different version of Tokyo. And the most interesting thing here is that this game is being made by a veteran Rockstar Games director. It's being developed by the studio Lightspeed Studios, and it was announced in 2023, but so far we didn't see much more about the game, except the trailer that looks really interesting, but doesn't represent the real gameplay of the game. If you enjoy sci-fi games, open-world games, and even story-focused games, I think you need to keep an eye out for this one, cause I have a hunch the game will be big, but we have no idea when it's coming out, and neither the platforms, but probably Windows, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5.
But you are hunting. Still think you're the hunter?
Ghost of Yotei is the sequel of the acclaimed game Ghost of Tsushima, and now we're going to play an adventure set over 300 years later. The game is being developed by Sucker Punch Productions, and the players will explore the lands and the surroundings of Yotei, and we'll see different types of environments through the game, since overgrown areas, to cold and snowy places, all that set in the year 1603, with amazing graphics and a huge open world to explore. The first game was really beautiful, so I believe this one will be even more, but to see it we'll need to wait until some moment of 2025, and it's coming out for PlayStation 5.
I told you that your love, your fear, your hate were nothing. You are the frog in a pot, boiling so slowly. You don't even know what's happening. But I'm here.
Judas is the new first-person shooter developed by the creator of BioShock series, the famous Ken Levine. The studio developing it is Ghost Story Games, and the game is coming out to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows. It was supposed to be released in March of 2025, but it was postponed, and now it got no release date, but shall be released in some moment of 2025. A disintegrating starship, a desperate escape plan. You are the mysterious and troubled Judas. Your only hope for survival is to make or break alliances with your worst enemies. Will you work together to fix what you broke, or will you leave it to burn? The story shall be complex and intriguing, just like BioShock series is.
Whether you like it or not.
Remember when it happened, but I remember how I felt. Father told us to hide when they came to our house. Then
Hell Is Us is a third-person action game with some RPG mechanics, all set in a semi-open world. It's being developed by the studio Rogue Factor. In the game we shall explore this dark and dangerous place seeking answers for our questions, all with a fast and dynamic melee combat, fighting against strange sorts of creatures with unique visuals. That's the type of game that I really get excited about, but to see if it's as good as it looks, we'll need to wait until September 4th, 2025, and the game is coming out to PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
Away. Mother said I couldn't play outside anymore.
Status report. What is that? You feeling all right?
My body's going one way and my mind's going another. I get penetrated through there. We need to inspect the hull damage first.
Doesn't look too bad.
Doesn't look too good either.
Directive 8020 is going to be a horror game focused on the story, and will be developed by Supermassive Games, the same studio of The Quarry, Man of Medan, and more. So yeah, this is going to be another game in this style. It's all going to be set in the space. We've seen that somewhere. But this game looks really beautiful. So in the spaceship you'll need to survive and discover what is really happening there. Earth is dying and humanity is running out of time, is the brief of the game, so I imagine it's going to be very immersive. But to see it we'll need to wait until October 2nd, 2025, and the game is coming out to PlayStation 5, Microsoft Windows, and Xbox Series X and S.
Lord have mercy.
Do you think Williams knows more about this substance than he's letting on? No! We can't take any chances with this. Will be difficult to hear. But if you're still out there, you deserve the truth.
What do we have here?
Exekiller is a retro-futuristic Western game with a storyline set in a post-apocalyptic alternate timeline. It is a first-person, action-adventure shooter with a character progression system and varied story choices. The game is being developed by the studio Paradox Studio and shall be released still in 2025 to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and Windows. The game is set in an immersive Western universe. The player takes on the role of Denzel Phoenix, the eponymous Exekiller, and the gameplay will envelope exploration, combat, and even vehicle driving, with many different possibilities, and looks like a fun game to understand the mechanics and explore the universe around. Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet is the new game of the famous and beloved studio Naughty Dog, the studio responsible for the first Crash Bandicoot games, Uncharted series, and The Last of Us, some extremely good video games, but this one is a whole new adventure. The game was announced not so much time ago, so we still don't know much about it, but it's set in a futuristic universe, with travels across planets and galaxy. The gameplay wasn't revealed yet, but the graphics looks extremely good. The game is coming out only on PlayStation 5, and this is a game that many people didn't like of the first trailer, but we still need to see more of it.
In the last city of humanity, Heavenswell. Imagine that they once ruled.
AI Limit is a sci-fi action RPG with a Souls-like approach. The game is set in a futuristic destroyed world with an interesting graphic style, nor realistic or cartoon, but a mix of both. What looks good. The game is being developed by the studio Sense Games, and in the game we'll play as Arisa, a blader with immortality, and explore the city ruined to find the hope of a new life in the distant future when civilization is on the verge of extinction. I must say that this game got my attention now. I didn't know until some months ago, and I'm sure you shall enjoy it too. It's coming out to PlayStation 5 and Windows in March 27, 2025.
May the branch guide your path, very world.
It's a realm surrounded by springs and waterfalls, where flowers bloom and trees thrive.
Little Nightmares 3 is the new adventure, or should I say nightmare, of the series, still with a very cool visual and nice graphics, and it's being developed by Supermassive Games. This time you won't play alone. I mean, you can play alone, but with the AI character helping you, or with a friend or mate, all set in an atmospheric and horrifying place, filled with all types of monsters. Just like the first two games, here you must survive the bizarre creatures that wants to devour you, and also solve the riddles of the rooms to proceed to the next stage. And with this co-op mode, it promises to be even more complex now, with the need of a good communications if you're playing online. The game is coming out in some moment of 2025 to PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and Microsoft Windows.
Being falls from the sky. And when it seems they might vanquish the invaders, the dream ends. Is this really just a dream?
I see great power within you, a destiny.
Lost Soul Aside is a new hack-and-slash game with a fast-paced gameplay inspired in Devil May Cry and Final Fantasy XV, and the game is being developed by the studio Ulti-Zero Games. It's being developed in Unreal Engine, and in the gameplays and trailers it looks really interesting, with a fast and unique combat system, with interesting mechanics, great enemies and bosses. So if you like hack-and-slash games, you should keep an eye out for it. The game is coming in May 30th, 2025, and is coming out to PlayStation 5 and Microsoft Windows.
Khazan, we will travel across worlds, leap through dimensions. Let me be your vengeance. The blade in your hand. You never wanted to be a hero, but for humanity.
Silent Hill F is the totally new Silent Hill game after more than 10 years. I'm not counting the short message here. That is not a true Silent Hill, to be honest. The game is being developed by the studio Neobards Entertainment Limited and is coming out to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows, but there's no release date yet, maybe 2026. For the first time in the main series, the game won't be set in Silent Hills. Yes, it'll be set in Japan, as you can see. Despite that, we can see that it looks bizarre, just like a Silent Hills game gotta be, and they promise that it's going to be a true Silent Hill experience, a true survival horror with bizarre creatures, and an immersive and unsettling story.
Hinako, もう時間がないのよ。あなたが生かされたということは、ここに至ってもまだ迷いがあるということなのね。あなたがそれに悩める時間はもう尽きかけている。
Do you mean we're the only ones left?
Claire Obscure. Expedition 33 is a new turn-based RPG with real-time mechanics and realistic graphics, and is being developed by Sandfall Interactive. Lead the members of Expedition 33 on their quest to destroy the Paintress, so that she can never paint death again. The game features impressive visuals, since the enemies, visual effects, and mainly the scenarios, all that looks really good. This is easily one of the most beautiful turn-based RPG I've ever seen, and it looks really promising in my opinion, so I'm looking forward to play it. It'll be released in April 24th, 2025, and it's coming out to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Microsoft Windows.
Get ready.
I just need a foot. Aha!
You can turn into a Nephron.
Queen's spell has turned steel to stone and left her army unmatched. Only you can wield the hammer of the gods and bend steel to your will.
Blades of Fire is a new medieval action-adventure game coming out still in 2025. The game is being developed by the studio Mercury Steam, and will be released in May 22, 2025, to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows. Join Aaron de Lira, firstborn of the King's Ward, on a journey to find the real purpose of his fate. Develop your forging skills, craft a series of weapons to suit your style, and get ready to embrace a unique combat system as you take on Queen Neria's fierce enemies. The gameplay resembles a sort of Souls-like game. Let's just hope the game's surprise with a fun story and gameplay.
Only you can forge your legend.
What could you possibly say? You're here to kill me.
Hollow Knight Silksong is the sequel of the acclaimed original game. To be honest, this game was announced a long time ago, but no, it wasn't cancelled. It's still being developed, but we have no idea when it's coming out. The game is being developed by the studio Team Cherry, just like the original game. And it's coming out to Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4 and 5, Nintendo Switch, and PC. The game will be set in the same style of the original game, a 2D hardcore Metroidvania with extreme quality and originality, a fluid but simple gameplay, yet hard and stylish. The graphics of the game are insane, set in a dark universe with a lot of charisma and personality. The first Berserker Khazan is another fast-paced action RPG game with a hardcore Souls-like approach. It's being developed by the studio Nepal, and looks impressive. The graphics are kinda simple, but the flow of the game is fast and mesmerizing. Any fan of Souls-like games gotta take a look at this one. The gameplay will be fast and brutal, and you'll face different types of enemies, humans, creatures, and of course, some insane and brutal bosses that I'm sure many will be really difficult to defeat, because as I said, the developers themselves said it's a hardcore game, so get ready. So for the lovers of action RPG games, know that it's coming out March 27, 2025, and will be coming out to PlayStation 5, Windows, and Xbox Series X and S.
This city is a miracle of progress. A finely tuned, delicately balanced machine. But it only takes one rebellious little gear to ruin.
Clockwork Revolution is a new FPS game inspired in the classic and iconic BioShock. The game is being developed by the studio Inxile Entertainment, an Xbox game studio, and is confirmed to Xbox Series X and S, and Windows. The release date is not confirmed yet, but is believed to be in 2025 or 2026. Embark on a grand adventure in the steampunk metropolis of Avalon, wielding an incredible invention that allows you to travel into the past and influence key events, altering the course of history. So if you like FPS games with an interesting storyline and a good combat, this is a game that you should keep an eye out for. In my opinion, it looks promising.
Or time where I will not destroy you.
Oh no. What did I do?
Unkindness. Take the easy times what shape us, nay. 'Tis how we rise to face the hard times what does that for us.
Forgive me, daughter. 'Twere my only choice.
I shall be the bringer of salvation.
The Witcher 4 is finally the new adventure of this beloved series. The game is being developed by the studio CD Projekt Red, just like the other games of the series, and is coming out probably in 2026 or later, to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and Windows. The series is known for being an extremely immersive and massive RPG series, with hours and hours of content with a lot of quality. This new experience will be set after The Witcher 3, but the difference here is that the protagonist won't be Geralt anymore, but Ciri, an important character of the third game.
while attempting to retrieve it, including, but not limited to, death or dismemberment. We fully expect the retrieval process to go smoothly.
Five Nights at Freddy's: Secret of the Mimic is the new game of the beloved series. It's being developed by the studio Steelwood Games, and for the fans of the franchise you can expect an immersive and charismatic game. It's not an adult horror game, but a fun childish horror game with fun mechanics and nice jump scares. In the story, you'll be in the abandoned workshop of a manor, and there you must survive the living puppets and solve the mysteries of what happened there, set in a first-person camera and a lot of features. If you like it, it's coming out in June 13, 2025. So far it's confirmed to PlayStation 5 and Windows, but it's surely coming out to other platforms too.
Thank you for being a valued member of the Fazbear team.
Tony Hawk 3+4 will be the remaster of the classic and beloved original games. The remaster of 1 and 2 was released already, and now we'll have the remastered version of these two other games from this awesome series. The remaster is being developed by the studio Iron Galaxy Studios and is coming out still in 2025, July 11, 2025, and it'll be available on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4 and 5, Nintendo Switch, and Windows, and it'll be available day one on Xbox Game Pass. The series is especially known for being an insane arcade skate experience with insane tricks and maneuvers, awesome soundtracks, and a fluid gameplay style, so I'm really looking forward to play this game.
I can sense it. As long as it is reforged, my wish can be fulfilled. Who knows how that world came into being? It devoured everything from the past. Only I was left.
Tides of Annihilation is a new hack and slash game coming out probably in 2026. The game features an absurd, beautiful visual and graphics, and for the ones that likes fast action adventure game, this one looks sick with a fast and fluid gameplay and a combat that makes me wanna play it already. So I'm really excited about this one. The game is being developed by the studio Eclipse Glow Games and is simply a kinda game when I see I want to play already. It kinda resembles Final Fantasy 15 in some aspects of gameplay. What's really good for me. And if you want to play it too, know that it's coming out to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5 and PC, with no release date yet, probably 2026.
Half-baked tricks. Very well. This is your own doing. You're a right pain, aren't you? You'll soon pay.
Far too long.
Oh, my forever friend. Help me to hold your hand and dance.
You're not the puppet I was expecting. Who are you?
How can it be winter all of a sudden?
I'm sorry. You want to know the year? What a pleasure to meet a stalker.
Lies of P Overture is a DLC to the game Lies of P. That's an excellent Souls-like game set in a dark version of the universe of Pinocchio. The original game features a good gameplay and insane boss fights, so if you like Souls-like games you should play it, and the DLC will bring a new part to the story, with new stages, new weapons, new enemies, and of course, new bosses. The game is being developed by the studio Neowiz, a studio that delivered an insane game with the original Lies of P, so I'm really curious to see this DLC, and it's coming out to Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, PS5, Windows and Mac, in summer of 2025.
do whatever it takes. Your survival is all that matters. Nothing else comes close, not even my life. I swear I won't be late. Not again.
Legendary. She stepped up only because no one else could. Too many stalkers were lost to that evil.
If your maw's anything like you have, she'll keep fighting till we find her.
I hope so. It's just hard to believe this is all real.
Oh, you're lucky I come along.
What?
Shh. That's too toad.
After I got you out of that tree, you said you helped me find my mama.
I ain't of a disposition to be gator snacks.
South of Midnight is an upcoming action-adventure game with a combat similar to a hack-and-slash game. It's being developed by the studio Compulsion Games, an Xbox Games studio, and it's coming out in April 8, 2025 to Xbox Series X and S, and Windows. Explore the mythos and confront mysterious creatures of the Deep South in this modern folktale while learning to weave an ancient power to surmount obstacles and unravel your family's hidden past. The game is set in stylish and different graphic style, with a fast and fluid gameplay since the exploration to the combat itself, which you'll face different enemies through the game, since normal foes to different boss fights.
There it is. Now to get over there.
The Sinking City 2 is a new survival horror game set in a world inspired in the pieces of H.P. Lovecraft. The game is being developed by the studio Frogwares. It's being developed for Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5 and PC, and there's no release date yet, but maybe 2025 or 2026. Experience a heart-pounding survival horror as you explore the flooded city of Arkham and fight eldritch monsters beyond human comprehension. All that with insane realistic graphics made in Unreal Engine 5, with impressive visual and immersion. So if you are a fan of horror games, this is one that you need to keep an eye out for.
Attention. Due to recent flooding and pandemic, access to all external areas is restricted abnormal. Your safety in this new world is our absolute priority.
The Relic First Guardian is an action RPG developed by Project Cloud Games. The game features a dark and dangerous world with a beautiful graphic style and impressive environments. The gameplay is basically inspired in the Souls-like style, with a cadence-paced combat system, kinda similar to the new Lords of the Fallen, but faster, with different creatures as enemies, all looking really good. The game, as any other Souls-like, will have huge and immersive boss fights, with great and inspiring soundtracks, and I must say that it looks good, but to really play the game we'll need to wait until some moment of 2025, and is coming out to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and PC.
I wish I hadn't come here for this.
Instinction is an insane upcoming FPS game. The main difference of this game is that it's not a usual FPS game, but one with dinosaurs. What's not so unique? We've seen some before already, but this one got some absolutely realistic dinosaurs in a matter of graphics and motions. Not that we know how dinosaurs really were, but the game is insane. It's being developed by the studio Spain Interactive, and is aimed to be released in 2025, but there's no release date yet, and it'll be released on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows. And it's probably going to be a game that will be remembered for its graphics.
After all this death, if you had the chance to do it all.
Are you real? More real than you, I'm afraid.
It's insane, what a trip. It's not a trip, it's reality. Your new reality.
Are we brothers or something?
We have... Where's the captain? I told you, everyone died. Oh, this is insane. What?
The Altars is a sort of survival game, and it's set in an unusual planet. You play as a space miner, who are alone in this planet, but create different versions of himself to help him in the survival. All that sounds unique and curious, but that's just one reason why this game looks so riveting. The main structure of the game shall envelope exploration, mining, building, and also a sort of managing, as will build and control the whole base. It even reminded me of Fallout Shelter when I first saw. As a fan of Death Stranding, and also of Fallout Shelter, I must say that I'm looking forward to play this game. And the game is being developed by 11-bit studios, but we'll need to wait until some moment of 2025 to finally see the full version of it. And it's coming out to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and PC.
Brought me with, man. No, you're not hallucinating.
The gift changes you, slowly consuming every little part of your humanity. You never know you are a monster until someone comes to slay you.
Wuchang Fallen Feathers is a new Souls-like game with impressive scenarios and graphics, and the game is being developed by a studio called Lindsay. For the people who likes action RPG, we'll be looking forward to this new one. The game is set in the land of Shu during the dark and tumultuous late Ming dynasty, with humans fighting for power and insane creatures. It all looks really promising, and it's coming out to Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC in some moment of 2025.
A rare piece of drift technology has been detected somewhere in the canyon. We need you to retrieve it for study. Well done, folks. Your sentence has been reduced by 100 days.
Is your work so relentless, little scout?
job is to explore.
Luna Abyss is an upcoming FPS game set in the famous bullet hell style. If you don't know it, it's one of those games that there'll be a lot of projectiles and things to avoid in combat, just like some boss fights in Cuphead. It's being developed by the studio Bonsai Collective, and got no release date yet, maybe 2025 or 2026, and it'll be available on Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and Windows. A single-player story-driven action-adventure with fluid platforming and bullet hell combat. Follow the journey of Fox, a prisoner of Luna caught between a cryptic prophecy and their prison sentence. The game features a fast and tight gameplay, with challenging combat moments set in an immersive universe.
Let's see your best then, eh? Swordplay is a game of strength.
Onimusha Way of the Sword is the new game of a classic and acclaimed series. It's a hack-and-slash game with some RPG mechanics. The old ones are really good and immersive, with an interesting and unique story and storytelling. The game is being developed by Capcom, and it'll be set in a medieval Japan, mixing reality with fantasy, with a fast and stylish combat style. And if you didn't know the series, I recommend you to play the classic games. They're really good even to this day. I'm looking forward to play this new game of the series. And the game looks so beautiful. Look at these graphics, bro. Insane. And it's coming out in 2026. To PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows.
And you can bring as many friends as you want. Not good. Let's see your best then, eh?
This is the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Click in the like button and subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you, and so long.